Welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today to talk about using essential oils for pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding, and beyond. Now, in case you don't know me, my name is Genevieve. I run a blog called mamanatural.com, and I am a mother of two wonderful children, Griffin and Paloma. I really just dabbled with essential oils when Griffin was born and postpartum, but it wasn't until I had Paloma that I really dove into these essential oils. And let me just say, my pregnancy and my birth was so much better the second time around. So I'm super excited to share all the things that I've learned. Now, we have a ton of material to cover today, so don't feel like you have to take a ton of notes because I'm going to be sending you an email after this presentation that's going to show you all the oils I talked about, all the do's and don't lists. So just sit back and relax and enjoy. But do stay tuned to the very end because I'm going to share with you a very special promo code that will unlock 3 free essential oil gifts. Now, these are perfect things to get you started, and they're specially formulated for new babies and new mamas. Okay, let's start with what are essential oils? Well, they are really concentrated plant oils. A more technical term is they are the aromatic volatile liquids that are found within many shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, and seeds. Now, most oils, including Young Living's, are created through a distillation process, and as a result, they are highly concentrated and far more potent than a dried herb because of the quantity of the plant that goes into each drop of essential oil. Now, to give you an idea, just 1 drop of Young Living's peppermint oil is the equivalent to 26 cups of peppermint tea. So as you can see, these oils are very strong and very concentrated. So that's why we want to be wise when we're using these oils, but we don't have to be afraid. We just need to be informed, especially when using these oils during precious and tender times in our lives like pregnancy, birthing, and postpartum. So I'm going to share today a conservative approach. I use Robert Tisserand's book on safety. He is a highly respected aromatherapist and an expert in this area. I also had a few doulas and practitioners review this presentation. So my point is I have done my due diligence. And if you've ever taken a look at Robert Tisserand's book on safety, you will see what I mean. But I do have to say I am not a doctor. I do not play one on TV. I cannot diagnose, cure, treat any of you, and trust me, you don't want me to. So anything I say, take what you like, leave the rest. Check out anything with your doctor before you use any of these oils. Now let's talk about how we actually use these oils, either on ourselves or our children. The first is through direct inhalation. Now, research shows that when inhaling these pure constituents of essential oils, that they can actually activate regions in the brain's limbic system associated with memory, emotion, and state of mind. So in less than a second, a scent has the power to activate a number of physical and emotional responses. I know for me, if I smell lilacs, I think of my grandmother, and I'm just flooded with good feelings and memories. And that is the power of scent, and we don't get this from any other sense. Now, the easiest way to inhale your essential oils is by using a diffuser. I love using this one from Young Living. It's the bamboo diffuser, and this thing is super easy. You just add a little bit of tap water, then add 1 or 2 drops of your essential oil. So here's Citrus Fresh. You really don't need more than that, especially if you're pregnant or if you have little babies around. And then you just run the machine. And what this appliance does is it breaks apart that essential oil into tiny little molecules that fills the room with this incredible aroma that's very therapeutic, and it also cleanses the air. Now, I don't know if you know this, but indoor air quality can actually be worse than that on city streets because we have carpeting and dirt and bacteria. And so these diffusers can be wonderful. I have a whole bunch in lots of different rooms in my house. So that's direct inhalation. The next is topical application. And because of their molecular structure, essential oils are rapidly absorbed by the skin. And it takes about 20 minutes for that oil to affect every cell in the body. And then it takes about 2.5 hours for the oil to be fully metabolized. So it's not rocket science. If you have an aching back, that's where you apply your oil. If you have a headache, you could apply it to your temples, to your jaw, to your neck, that sort of thing. But the key is with topical application, you always want to dilute your essential oils. They're too strong to put directly onto the skin. So if you are pregnant, a good rule of thumb is 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of carrier oil, and that could be any cold pressed vegetable oil like olive or almond or coconut oil. So you start with that, and then you add 1 drop of your essential oil. So 1 drop per 1 teaspoon to 1.5 teaspoon is a great ratio if you're pregnant. And then with children, you want to make it even more diluted, so more like 1 tablespoon to 1.5 tablespoons per 1 drop of essential oil. Now, some great tools that you can use with topical application are spray bottles, because then you can pre-dilute it into this little bottle here. I used water, a little witch hazel, because the witch hazel helps to kind of emulsify the oil and the water together, and then my essential oil. And then you have it already pre-diluted. This is my lavender linen spray, and you can just spray your sheets. There you go. Or roll-ons are another great way. You can pre-dilute these, add your carrier oil and essential oils, and then just apply directly wherever you need to. Now, two special places to apply topically are your feet and your ears. So let me explain. The feet are one of the greatest places to put your essential oils because they're farthest away from the mucous membranes, which can be sensitive. And also, we learn in reflexology that all the systems of the bodies are found on the feet. So it's a great catch-all, and it's a great reinforcer. So if your child is having a tummy ache, you can apply oils onto their tummy as well as hitting that stomach reflex point on their foot. So I always put oils for my children on their feet, again, because I feel it's safest. The skin is really thick and it's not going to cause skin irritations. Another great place to put oils is on your ears, believe it or not. Now, we never want to put essential oils in our ears or in our eyes. If that ever happens, all you need to do is take a little bit more carrier oil and that will kind of wash it out. Don't use water because that will drive the essential oil further into those areas. But your ears on the outside are actually vital flex points or little reflex points for your emotions. So when you're pregnant or postpartum, we can have lots of different emotions. So these are great little reference guides for us. And I love this testimonial of a woman who was really cranky one day, and she said she was really crabby with her husband and just taking things out on him. And he was being a great guy, so she couldn't even understand it. So she decided to take some of her orange oil, which is known as the happy oil, and she diluted it and she put it on that little anger part of her ear. And she said within 10 minutes, she was like a new woman and loving her husband again. So just a great thing to keep in mind. So let's dive right into which oils we can use when we're pregnant and the ones we can't use when we're pregnant. So let's start with the bad news. So these are the oils you want to avoid. And again, we're going to send an email that's going to have all this in writing, so you don't have to take all these down with your pen and pencil there. But the ones with an asterisk, you'll see, those are actually not recommended when you're pregnant, but they are okay to use when you are breastfeeding or postpartum. So something to keep in mind. So these are stronger oils like wintergreen or nutmeg, and that's why we want to avoid them. Or some of them might have hormonal effects like sage or clary sage. So that's why we want to avoid them during pregnancy. But now let's talk about the oils that are safe, okay? And the good news is there's quite a big list. So you can see we have a lot of oils to choose from, and thank goodness. Here are just some of them. So take a moment and look at that. And now I'm going to kind of talk about some conditions that can come up during pregnancy where we can use some of these oils. The first is nausea, right? That's usually the first symptom that pops up, maybe around 5, 6, 7 weeks, we start to feel sick, like we're going to throw up, we have morning sickness, that sort of thing. So really the classic remedy for this is peppermint. And I actually used peppermint essential oil during my early months to help with nausea. I just diffused it or kind of smelled it, that sort of thing. But studies have shown that peppermint oil can actually stimulate bile fluid secretion, okay? It also can help with occasional, indigestion, heartburn, that sort of thing. So I really love peppermint. I would just use it in really small doses because it is a stronger oil. Definitely dilute well. And don't use past your second trimester because it can affect breast milk supply. It can reduce your supply, so something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind with nausea is that sometimes it can be due to a sluggish liver. So you can use some of the citrus oils like lemon or orange and apply it over that area, diluted, and it can help kind of stimulate some more energy in that area of your body. Another great tip is to take 50 milligrams of vitamin B6 with each meal. I know this helped me a ton with morning sickness. And then also supplementing with magnesium and cod liver oil can also help. Now for fatigue, I think the greatest remedy for that is sleep. Just get extra sleep. I mean, your body's working harder. But if you want to use some oils, I again would go back to the citrus oils. So grapefruit, lemon, orange, even some peppermint. Those are all really invigorating. You can use them in the morning or diffuse in the afternoon. You also could create a spray bottle, and just use it kind of as perfume or just kind of just spray throughout your house throughout the day to kind of wake you up. And then for insomnia, we're tired during the day, but then at night we can't sleep, which is the worst. So lavender is the classic remedy for that. Peace and calming, cedarwood, tangerine, those are all oils that can just support relaxation, calmness, can really help us wind down. So you can diffuse those before bed or again, apply to your feet. I also like to make a sleepy spray using some of these oils and then apply it to sheets and pillows. For hormonal headaches, I really got these in my second trimester. I found that grapefruit and ylang-ylang really worked the best. So again, dilute them. I applied them to my temples, to the back of my neck, or the tops of my feet are actually a great trigger point for hormone issues. If it's more related to muscles, then peppermint can be a great oil. And then for indigestion and constipation, I find that magnesium supplementation helps huge. Also, eating 2 pears a day is great. The peppermint oil will definitely help with some of that occasional indigestion. And then finally, orange oil rubbed on your belly can help with constipation. Now let's talk about skin issues when you're pregnant. Some of us can get acne like a teenager, so really using tea tree oil is hugely effective. You can just apply directly to your zits, or you can make a toner mixing tea tree with witch hazel and apply that to your skin. For brown spots or pigmentation issues, frankincense and lemon oils are really great to use. You can actually mix that with castor oil, which also can help lighten some of those darker spots. Sometimes apple cider vinegar will help too, so you could use that as well. But keep in mind, if you are going to use lemon oil on your face, that you want to be careful of not being in the sun directly because it can increase your sensitivity. Now, as we get bigger, some of us can really struggle with a sore back, right? Our muscles are tight, from carrying that extra weight. So you could definitely use peppermint because that can loosen up those muscles. I also love copaiba. This is a really wonderful oil that helps to relax muscles. It also helps to intensify other essential oils, so you can use it in combination with peppermint, and it's a safe oil. Frankincense is also great for pain relief, and then Valor, which is an oil blend. A lot of people feel like it helps them with their alignment. In fact, it's known as the chiropractor in a bottle, so something to keep in mind. Then for varicose veins and swelling, that sort of thing, this is really usually tied to circulatory issues, so be sure you're consuming enough protein. I remember with Griffin, I swelled in my ankles about the last 4 weeks, just slightly, but it was definitely there. With Paloma, on the other hand, I had no swelling, and the difference was with Paloma, I ate a lot more protein, so I tried to target more like 80 or 100 grams per day, and it really helped. Also using a high mineral sea salt, but some great essential oils are orange, cypress, and geranium. Those are all great for circulation, and you can create a spray bottle and just apply it topically. For high blood pressure, of course, you want to check with your doctor. Ylang-ylang can really support just your circulatory system. Some mamas like to put that on their necks where their arteries are. They've had some good success for that. You also could put it diluted over your heart. Some mamas also struggle with dizziness, and tangerine is an excellent oil for that. And then for stretch marks, lavender, geranium, I would mix that with some cocoa butter or coconut oils. They're great for scarring. And then for perineal massage, geranium and lavender are great oils. I would dilute them really well, like maybe 1 drop per 3 tablespoons of oil or liquid, and then apply it to that area and massage yourself. And then if you get sick, which is such a drag when you're pregnant, you could do raw garlic. I would smash it and then mix it up with raw honey and have that a couple times a day. You also could gargle with lemon oil or clove if you have a sore throat. Of course, spit it out afterwards. Or you could just diffuse tea tree oil, which is great for just boosting immunity. Okay, for labor, let's get the party started, shall we? First off, I just have to say, be sure you're drinking your red raspberry leaf tea. Most midwives recommend starting this around the 2nd trimester, and I really didn't with my first pregnancy, but with my second pregnancy, I was religious about drinking it every single day. And wow, was my labor so much better. I went from a 27-hour birth to a 3-hour birth, and the second birth wasn't even painful. It was crazy. So drink your red raspberry leaf tea. That will help you a lot. But once labor begins, I think it's really important to stay calm. And it's so hard to do because we get excited. We're like, oh my gosh, the baby's finally coming, and the adrenaline starts going. So that's when using oils like lavender or peace and calming are really helpful. Just anything that will keep you relaxed and kind of turn off that stress response. Stress Away, of course, would be a wonderful oil blend to use. Then if you're kind of struggling with a little nausea or you're kind of feeling gross, so sometimes in the early part of labor that can happen, peppermint, lemon, grapefruit, grapefruit, those are great oils to use. If you're feeling a little weary and feel like you need some kind of spiritual strength, frankincense is awesome. Valor, stress away, those are great oils to just encourage you, to keep you calm, to kind of eliminate kind of that nervousness. Once labor is active and there is no turning back, clary sage can be a wonderful oil to boost contractions if you ever get stalled. Now, little goes a long way, so just 1 drop mixed in carrier oil. You could rub it on your belly or on your ankles, and that really does the trick. Jasmine is also a great oil, can strengthen contractions in a really natural way. And the same goes true for placenta delivery. I know for me, my actual delivery of my baby went really fast, but then it was like my placenta did not want to come out and I was stuck. I was literally stuck. And my midwife suggested using clary sage. So we took this oil, we put it on my belly, and literally within a couple minutes, the contractions started coming and that placenta flew out. So that oil, I love clary sage for any kind of stalled issue. So be sure you have this in your hospital bag because it's a great tool to use. Okay, now let's talk about that early postpartum period. The soreness can be real, okay? Especially if we tear, that whole area of our bodies is just so tender. So that's where geranium can be really soothing. Lavender is wonderful, and even grapefruit. So you can create your own sit spray. I know that Mother Love creates one, but you can make your own, but just by mixing these essential oils with some water, some witch hazel, and just apply it after every time you go to the bathroom. If your milk is lagging, if it's not coming in as fast as you want, or you feel like your supply is a little low, you can use fennel oil. I use this occasionally when I was breastfeeding Paloma. It's just a great tool to have. So you can take a drop, again, dilute it in a carrier oil and apply it to your breasts, and wait a few hours, and it usually helps boost supply. So this is an oil you can use as needed. It's just a great thing to have in your arsenal. You also can drink mother milk's tea or fennel tea, or have some lactation cookies. I have a recipe for those up on my blog. And then, of course, we can struggle so much with fatigue. And I really think the greatest solution to this is sleep. Sleep when your baby sleep, as much as you can. Also drinking lots and lots of fluids. You know, when we're breastfeeding especially, we are just putting out a ton of fluid, so we want to be replenishing that. So drink water, lemonade, broth, teas, whatever you can, just to be sure your fluid levels are high. Citrus oils will help you feel more alert and focused. Things like lemon or citrus fresh or grapefruit oils. Now for sore boobs. Of course, you want to be sure that you have a good latch, because that can definitely be part of this issue. But I use lavender oil. I would dilute it with coconut oil and I would apply it to my breast, and it really helped. Roman chamomile can also work. You can even mix a little bit of probiotic powder into your coconut oil lavender mixture and apply it to your nipples. This can really help. If you have a clogged duct, you want to apply heat. You want to be massaging that knot out of your breast. Lavender oil can really help. And just be sure your baby is nursing a lot to avoid those clogged ducts. Also, taking sunflower lecithin can help prevent future clogs. If you have cracked nipples, geranium or helichrysum can really help. If you have mastitis, of course, talk to your doctor or midwife immediately. But you also can apply melaleuca to your lymph nodes, under your armpits and near the breast, and that can really help just with balance and kind of boosting your immunity. Now, sagging skin, yes, it can happen, especially in our belly area. Geranium is a wonderful oil to use for this. Lavender also can work, as well as Gentle Baby, which is a beautiful oil blend, and it's good really for all skin conditions. And then with the baby blues, you know, our hormones change so much once we give birth, and if we're breastfeeding, all that kind of stuff. So this can definitely come up. A great oil to try is Joy. This is a wonderful oil blend. You can apply it diluted over your heart. It's helped lots of mamas just kind of boost their mood. Frankincense is wonderful. I also really love Stress Away because being a new mom is very stressful. It's a whole new routine. So this is a wonderful oil. I wear this as perfume. Absolutely love it. And then, of course, if it gets serious, of course, you want to talk to your doctor or your midwife and get some extra support. For hormonal support, you can try clary sage, bergamot, fennel, Dragon Thyme, or Progestins Plus. Of course, I always recommend just getting your hormone levels tested. It's really simple nowadays. You just do a little saliva test, and that way you can know what to really target. Lang Lang is a great hormonal balancer, a great catch-all, so I like to apply that to the outside of my feet. It will also help put you in the mood, if you know what I mean. Hair loss, that's another thing that can happen with all these hormonal changes. With my son Griffin, I didn't have any. With my daughter Paloma, I was scared I was literally going to lose all my hair. I mean, it was scary what my brushes look like after I combed my hair. So some great oils for that would be lavender, cedarwood, and ylang ylang. So you can create kind of a spray-on that you would apply to your hair and then just massage those oils in, or you can simply add it to your bottle of shampoo. For weight loss, grapefruit, lemon, and helichrysum oils are all wonderful liver supportive oils, and that actually plays a big role in us not being able to lose that baby weight. Of course, a great diet, if you breastfeed, exercise, all that stuff can help. Young Living also creates a line of products called Sleek, which I know that have helped some breastfeeding mamas lose the baby weight. In terms of what oils mamas can use while nursing, you pretty much want to follow those ones that you avoided during pregnancy. Now you can add some of them back in, like ginger, jasmine, and rose. But otherwise you want to still stay away from those harsher oils. So here's your list. Now as your baby gets older and let's say 9 months, a year, even 18 months, and they might still be nursing but only once or twice a day, what I did is I used some of the harsher oils like thieves or rosemary, but I just used it away from my baby. So when she went down for the night or she took her long nap, that sort of thing. But it's really up to you what you feel comfortable with. Now let's talk about the oils that are safe while breastfeeding. And as you can see, it's a large list. There's a lot for us to choose from. And once again, I will send this to you in an email. Now on to baby. Now for the most part, babies under 6 months old do not need essential oils. What they need more than anything else is milk, kisses, hugs, diaper change, lots of sleep, occasionally a bath. They don't really have issues that warrant essential oils. However, there are some times that some acute things can come up that we can use them on a short-term basis. So you want to dilute them very well, 1 drop per 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of carrier oil. So for jaundice, geranium, you could try diluted on the feet. For sleep, you could create a sleepy spray with lavender or Roman chamomile or cedarwood, and you can just apply it onto their sheets in a spray or rub it into their feet with a little massage oil. For diaper rash, Melaleuca works wonderfully. You also can add a little bit of lavender to kind of soothe some of the irritated skin. So a lot of people like to mix this in with coconut oil. They add a little bit of bentonite clay, and it's a great remedy for this. For cradle cap, lavender, orange are great oils to use, Roman chamomile, and geranium. So again, you can mix it up with a carrier oil, you apply it directly to the scalp. Olive oil is particularly helpful, and just massage it in a couple times a day. For acid reflux, this can be such a problem. With Paloma, she actually had silent reflux. It wasn't too severe, but what we used was Not Phos 6X. It's a homeopathic remedy. You can find it at a health food store. We used half a tablet dissolved in breast milk or formula after each meal. You could try that, but of course talk to your doctor. For nursing mamas, of course, eliminating dairy and wheat can be really helpful and can actually reduce the acid response in your child. Also, consuming fennel tea or applying fennel oil to the breast can help, or a drop of orange mixed with carrier oil on the baby's belly applied clockwise can really help. For teething, Copaiba is a wonderful anti-inflammatory type oil to use, Roman or German chamomile or lavender. Again, you want to dilute it and apply directly to the gums. For colds, lemon is a wonderful decongestion. Frankincense is great for boosting the immune system. So a lot of mamas like to use lemon and frank. They apply it to the baby's spine, well diluted, as well as to the feet. Melaleuca is also a great germ killer, and it's another safe option to use. For coughs, again, lemon and frankincense are wonderful. If your baby's a little older, marjoram is a great oil for respiratory support. And then for fever, for the most part, you can let fevers run their course unless they start creeping above the 100 range. Then oils like lemon, Roman chamomile, bergamot, and ginger can be helpful just to kind of keep your kids more comfortable. Of course, check in with your doctor on all of this. So here's an overview list of safe oils for young children. You'll see some of them have 2+, that's recommended for kids 2 years and older. And then there's a couple oils that you always want to avoid with young children, and that would be wintergreen, peppermint, rosemary, eucalyptus, cinnamon bark, and hyssop. You also want to be cautious with really strong oils like basil, thyme, oregano, melissa. They're really hot, so they're best avoided or heavily diluted. Okay, I know I've thrown a lot of information at you. I'm sure it's very overwhelming. So I want to simplify it. I want to boil it down to my top 5 oils recommended for pregnancy. They are geranium, lavender, lemon, tea tree, and valor. These are definitely my top 5. Next up for labor, clary sage, frankincense, lavender, lemon, and stress away. For postpartum, geranium, joy, lavender, lemon, and stress away. For breastfeeding, citrus fresh, lavender, gentle baby, tea tree, and geranium. And finally for babies, lavender, tea tree, orange, Roman chamomile, and peace and calming. Now, as you can see with the green check marks, many of these oils are part of the Young Living Everyday Oil Kit. These are the most popular oils Young Living has, 10 are included, and retail, this would cost you about $160, which is actually a good deal because it includes things like frankincense, which on its own is like $50. It also includes joy, which has rose oil, which is the most expensive oil that Young Living makes. But really a better deal if you're wanting to use these oils is to sign up with a very special and discounted Young Living Premium Starter Kit. This awesome beginner kit is how I started. It includes those 10 everyday oils, plus the bonus oil Citrus Fresh, plus a diffuser, samples of popular oils and supplements for half off the retail price. Now, to give you an idea, this kit would retail normally for around $300. But by signing up as a member, you get it for around $150. So it's kind of like a Sam's discount, only better. And once you sign up this way with the Premium Starter Kit, you now are a member and you can enjoy a lifetime discount of 24% on Young Living products. There's no membership fees, no obligations, no minimum purchases. So if you don't order another thing from Young Living, your account will just go inactive. If you want to take the plunge and get the Premium Starter Kit, I'd love it if you bought the kit through my link. When you do so, you will join my team. And that means you will get exclusive videos to help you dive into your essential oils, as well as extra support from my private Facebook Essential Oils Club. Plus, as a thank you for joining me on this webinar, I want to give you my special promo code, which will unlock 3 other great bonuses. The first is this book, The Quick Reference Guide to Using Essential Oils. I absolutely love this book for beginners. I got this when I first started. It's over 400 pages long. You learn so much by reading this thing. Plus, you can look up any condition that you might be struggling with, and it will recommend certain oils and products that will help. So just a great resource, and this is valued at $20. I also will send you this beautiful diffuser necklace, the same one that I've been wearing this whole entire time. Now, if you know anything about these, they're super cool because they're basically a locket, and then inside is a little leather disc like this. So what you do is you put your leather disc into your locket, and let's say today you want to feel spiritually grounded. You could grab your frankincense oil, add a drop or 2, and then wear your oil all day. So it's like having a personal diffuser on you at all times. I absolutely love it. So you'll receive one of those. And then finally, we're going to make up a special roll-on for you. Now, this was perfectly designed for pregnant mamas or postpartum mamas because all these oils are safe. It contains geranium and orange oils, and it's going to be already diluted for you. This is just a great fragrance to wear throughout the day. It's also great for mood, for tummy issues, for skin, sagging skin, stretch marks, that sort of thing. And the thing that's great about it is if your child's nursing you or hugging you and you're wearing this, it's perfectly safe. The promo code to unlock these 3 awesome bonuses is BABY. Just the word baby. All you have to do is place your order using my link before the end of day tomorrow and send me the code at oils@mamanatural.com, and we will send you your 3 bonuses. Now, don't worry about jotting this all down right now because I will send you all this information in an email, but I do want to remind you that the offer is only good through the end of day tomorrow. So if you're on the fence, now is a great time to go for it and get these awesome free gifts. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this information was helpful. Again, we'll send you all the post communications so you can study the notes, and we'll catch you next time.